Hello, everyone. How are we doing this fine Wednesday? I couldn't remember what what day it was for a second. So let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. So for some reason I'm not getting comments in here, so I don't know what to do about that. Anyway, so this is, this is the thumbnail live stream. Basically what we do here is in the form below in the description, you can click on that and you can submit a video and I will get your thumbnails, I guess. And basically what I do is I will randomly select them with a nifty little tool that we've got here. That's really small. There we go. And it'll just randomly select, and then hopefully you get picked. And when you get picked, I will audit your thumbnail and tell you what I would personally improve. And sometimes, if I get inspired, I will bring up Photoshop. And it's cool if you don't know how to use Photoshop because you can do it in any program whatsoever. But I'll bring in Photoshop and I'll show you what I would do. So yeah, just so you know, that's not a tutorial or anything. That is just me quickly whipping something together. So yeah, no big deal on that. But yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and get started. And we had a little question that we posed in Facebook that said, submit us your thumbnails and we'll randomly pick one. And I want to go ahead and start with one of those real quick. And this is Alex Domby. Yeah, We Ride 2. And this is the one that was selected. So hopefully you get a chance to check this out, Alex. All right, so I assume that this is pretty specific to motorcycles? Yeah. So I don't know much about motorcycles, but what I can see is that you pose like, okay, this is a problem that you're having, right? Slipping clutch. So I would say it's a pretty good thumbnail in the sense that it does immediately get the point across. I would imagine that it's a, for a pretty specific type of motorcycle too, like Kawasaki Ninja 400. I mean, this is like really, really niched down, which is, it's pretty impressive. And honestly, you're showing exactly what the problem is. I think as far as you conveying your idea, I think that this is legit. Like, this is exactly what you want to do. Clutch replacement guide for Ninja 400. I mean, dude, it is... like, I don't want to pick apart the aesthetic of your thumbnail too much because you get across so simply what the video is. And honestly, if I were to change it any, I would like try to make it more eye-catching, but for what you've got going on, I don't think that you really need that. So yeah, I think honestly this is pretty good. I don't know, maybe I guess aesthetically I would probably make the words just a little bit bigger, like the Kawasaki Ninja. The slipping clutch could be bigger too. I mean, if you're trying to catch the eye, you want them to read that a little easier. So if anything, I would make the words a little bit bigger. You don't have to do this. I see it a lot in templates, and this might not be a template, but you don't have to do the whole cut off thing. You can put the text over just the picture. And honestly, I think that looks a little more professional. But yeah, I guess that's what I would do. So yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, that's really good. Adding a glow to make the words pop, especially if it's over black. I've been doing that a lot lately, with my own personal stuff. Like a white over black. The glow just, I don't know, it does make it pop. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah. All right, there we go. Sorry, I've been trying to ignore a technical difficulty that we've gone on, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I was like sitting here freaking out a little bit, like I cannot see the comments over, and yeah, now it's all good. Thank you so much, Vicky. She is working in the back and really pulling off some miracles. So thank you so much. Now I feel a lot better now that I can see what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, Alex Dombey, I hope that helped. Just a little bit. I mean, you might be here, and that's awesome. But if not, hope you catch this later. All right. So this specific stream here is going to be a bit different because we have put together a couple new things. Vicky and I. We have put together some activities for us to do. So yeah, I just want you to know. Don't be surprised when you see things that are a little wild. Hopefully you enjoy it, though. There are some pretty cool things that we're going to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the thumbnail audits, though. We're just going to start doing the random thumbnails. I always click the wrong one. There we go. All right, so number 174. We'll type that in. Hey, Alex! Yeah, you are here. Thank you so much. Okay, Sovak. Let's check your channel out. All brain rot edits. I've been seeing this a lot lately, and yeah, it's I mean, yep. I mean, you can see like an extreme uptick. I've seen brain rot be like it's a huge trend right now. Just that term. But anyway, your thumbnail is kind of what I'm supposed to be judging. And I guess I don't really know what you want me to say about this. So like these always stump me. The meme type videos, because it's like you're not trying to catch eyes or like sell for your business or anything like that. You're just like making some funny stuff. So when it comes to memes, the most popular meme I think always gets clicked, and I don't recognize this one, but maybe a lot of people do. So yeah, it's really tough. Yeah, I guess it's brain rot edits. So if you, I don't know, this picture's not very memey to me, unless it's like a huge trend that I don't know about. So if you could make it more obvious that it's a brain rot edit, then that's what I would do. Like, we tell people a lot to go check out. I can't believe I'm about to type this for the vidIQ account, but yeah. So your picture was just showing, what is that, Captain America? But if you show more like memey stuff like this, I guess, I feel like that would probably get clicked a bit more. Like, this is clearly more brain rot than just a picture of Captain America. So I don't know, whatever you can do to make Captain America like super brain rotty, I don't know. That's probably what I would do with this thumbnail. I'm sorry, I don't have a whole lot of advice to to offer, but yeah. That's probably what I would do. All right, let's just move on. All right, 27, number 27. We have almost 200 responses so far. The Midway Dispatch. Right on, let's do this. The focus of the channel is theme parks. I love it. Ooh. Blast from the past. Wow. This picture right here was basically my childhood minus the record player. Or minus the record. That's a tape player. But yeah. Anyway. All right, let's check this out. So this will hurt. The X2, I think, is... Oh, okay. My worst coaster experience. All right, I get that. All right. So if I were to come if I were to come on YouTube and look for some like crazy roller coaster details, like if this is like a review, I guess I understand this, but it's not as sensational as it could be, in my opinion. It looks really cool aesthetically. This is awesome. Like, I love the design. I even love the details of the shadow in the back. That it's like a roller coaster back there, But this, I guess when I think of a roller coaster, I think, oh, like this hurt me, like it hurt my back or whatever. And I'm not seeing so much as a result of of what happened. I guess if you talk about the details, how it hurt you or something like that, or if you had a picture of you like holding your back or your neck or whatever, I think it could be more sensational and would get more clicks personally. My worst coaster experience, like this is interesting to me. I think right now it's just your thumbnail is very aesthetically pleasing, and it's not that, it doesn't give that grabby sense. Like, it doesn't grab me like, oh my god, I got to see what's up with that coaster. You know, it's not giving me pain yet. It's almost giving me comfort with the way that it's designed. That said, I don't think that I can tell you anything that you don't already know now, because you clearly have skills in design. So I would just kind of take that idea and run with it. And yeah, that's what I would do. Hopefully that helped a little bit. I would love to see the result. So if you were on our Discord, throw the result in it and tag me, like just at me or whatever on Discord. I would love to see what you come up with next to really make me like, oh my god, I have to see what's wrong with that roller coaster. All right, let's move on. All right, number 10. Wow, we're getting some low numbers. That word. I wanted to say like eczema, but I didn't know how to say it. Okay, I think this is Roblox. I'm really terrible with games because I haven't played them in a long time. But wow, this is an outlier for you, it looks like, because it looks like it just jumped straight up, which is it's very awesome. Okay, let's check this out. I can't do so much with the text on the thumbnail, but I can go ahead and translate what I've got going on here because I can't personally read it. But let's check it out. It is a game that increases stress. Okay. Are you here, by the way? xzxzmaa. That would be it would be cool if you could tell us what's on this thumbnail. Slavguard, I did answer you in Discord. I can't do the AB thumbnails. Okay, so this clearly does give stress. It's in the style of this game. I think it's Roblox. Oh, Gone Fishing. Wait, that was theme park Teddy. Is that the right? I thought that was the last guy. Okay. So yeah, this does kind of give me, stress. Somebody tell me this is Roblox. All right, sorry. Like I said, I'm not very good with games. So when it comes to Roblox, I remember seeing a lot of like, it almost looked like screen caps, but they were doctored up a bit. Yeah. So if you could do something in this like similar vein, where it's showing like extreme stress, like a stressful situation, then yeah, I think that would help. I noticed that a lot of them do outlines like you've got, so that's a really good call. I think you're on the right path here. Oh, it says annoying. Okay. I think you're on the right path here. If you had your character like breaking the screen, I think that it would help a little bit. I don't necessarily know if the text is helping here. Now, if in your country everybody does that, then that's totally cool. Just like go with what works. That's like first and foremost. But if it was more simple, your character breaking the screen, I think that it would help a lot more. As far as what you've got now, it's pretty simple though. I think it's good. I think it could be simplified a little more. But yeah, I think you get across the idea. The arms green, I don't know if you could get rid of that and just make it like all yellow. Maybe that would help, because it kind of like jumps in the grass there a little bit. But yeah, there's not so much I can say on that one because it is already pretty good, and it did kind of throw me for a loop. Hopefully that helps a little bit, but it does seem like you're on the right track, and it did really well. So keep it up. All right. 1 second here. All right, number 13. Really? Number 13. Another low one. Jan1 form. Damn, that was a solid intro. All right. It's called Are You Gullible? Guess the Valorant Ability. But I keep wanting to say Jana form, but Jan1 form, maybe. All right. Takes fall damage. I'm pretty sure that's like a... I'm so terrible with games. I think that's like a glider of some sort, maybe. Maybe somebody help me out there. But... it does kind of look like if this is a recognizable item and it takes fall damage, or it helps you take fall, or makes you take fall damage even though you're using it, or if it's supposed to prevent it or something like that, then yeah, I guess I guess you got the point across. If the blue things are like not, I saw somebody say, yeah, Slavguard said that the blue things aren't needed. I don't know if they're necessary in the fall damage. I'm sorry. If somebody said it's a drone, so I don't know. It's a little bit confusing to me, but if it's involved in the fall damage, then sure, I get it. But it being so small, I'm not sure if it comes across very well. So it's just something to consider. It needs to be larger. Okay. But yeah, so as far as like the idea though, going out the window with that item and takes fall damage, I honestly think you get the idea across. That's kind of loud. Okay, I think you get the point across there. Sorry, this is a tough one for me. Are you gullible? Guess the Valorant ability. Takes fall damage. Yeah, it's a little tough for me. And that might be something to consider too. Like somebody said, if you can't tell what it is, then a lot of people can't tell what it is. So it's something that you should probably take into consideration. As far as like the way that you make things pop off of the background, you know what you're doing. So that's solid. Honestly, you've got the no color background, which is pretty cool. Like it's like less saturated and it's a little blurry, and then you've got the items that really pop out. I like it. Honestly, I would probably I was gonna say I would probably try to get the character a little bit closer. Maybe something to consider, maybe a different perspective, but you know, I think you got a pretty good angle here. So yeah, hopefully the things that confuse me may be taken into consideration. I'm sorry about that. Somebody said the right side feels empty. It does. Thank you for that. It does feel a little bit empty. Like I was saying, if there was a different perspective where this character was bigger in the bottom and you could see the ground, then the text could go top right. And then the character, you know, would be closer to the bottom left, and that would really fill it out a bit more. So just something to consider. All right. Yeah, also, if that drone was super important to this, it didn't need to be in the arrow. It could be up top right if it had something to do with it. So just, yeah, something to consider. Okay. Everybody was kind of saying the same thing. Thank you so much. All right, 18. Wow. This is crazy. I haven't had this many low numbers in a row. Roshni, Dutt. Okay. How to make the easiest sag paneer recipe ever. Okay. I have to check on something with this, but first impressions, this looks solid to me. Let me check something real quick. Sag paneer recipe. I hope I'm saying that right. I've never had it before. Okay, so one thing I don't like about some of these is it's like the text it doesn't pop as well as it could. Now I'm sitting here critiquing videos that have hundreds of thousands of views. So like this right here, why not add an outline on that text? You know what I'm saying? Like that totally blends in with it. With the light reflect. It's just tough. This one has like a lot of stuff too. So if I'm being super picky, it's on those because I really like this. I honestly think that the text and the line, it pops out. This is solid. I probably wouldn't change anything about this. It does look like what works for a lot of people is the top-down shot. So maybe something to consider, like this, that. Yeah. So it's just something to consider. But yeah, honestly, the style that they've got going on, you have it too. And I think that yours is just better, personally. It says no takeout. Cool. So, yeah. How to make the easiest sog paneer recipe ever. Okay, yeah, no takeout. Got it. I like it. Okay, yeah, I didn't quite have much advice for that one. Although, I could say, Slavgard hopped in there and said, it says no takeout. And that cut out, I guess I didn't catch that at first. It says no takeout. It says takeout with a line through it. So maybe that comes across a little bit confusing. And those others kind of just like, okay, this is what you're getting out of this video, right? I'm just going to open it back up real quick. The others that we looked at, it was like, this is what you're getting. This is the recipe. Like, you're getting a recipe. Here you go. I don't like when people search for this, they just want to know what the result of the recipe is. So they know, okay, I want to make that. I don't know if the takeout is like, I don't think it's necessary, really. I think that maybe more focused on the result is something to consider because the takeout could be confusing to some people. I didn't catch it at first. But I understand it's a hook. I know what you were trying to do. So, yeah, that might be something to consider. Okay. There. I was like, I don't think I gave enough advice on that one. 191. 1.21 fan? That's what this is called? Test for vidIQ. Well, the test worked, I guess, because you got on. 1.21 fan. All right. I'm wondering. This is okay. So it's a fairly new channel. Okay. All right. So I don't want to be a bummer about this, but your title doesn't give me a whole lot of clue as to what this video is about. So I'm not hold up. I saw this right here. Is this a trailer? Like, is this a game trailer? Yeah, this is a game trailer. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to do, but yeah, I guess. Sorry, this I got to move on. This one caught me. Look, all I can say about your thumbnail is that the text itself, don't do multicolored like that because one of the colors is bound to blend into the background and it makes it really hard to see. And then sometimes you'll get some really bad contrast. So yeah, I figured there's your advice. I don't know what you want with this one, but I hope that helped at least a little bit. Anyway, there's the test. You got it. The test passed. All right. Okay, Tominbound, number 29. Let's check this out. Yeah, and I saw that. The no takeout thing, sometimes it'll make sense to people. I didn't catch it. Also, I'm like doing a live stream, so my mind is in a lot of different places. If I was like more chill and relaxed, I probably would have caught it too. I just you know, when it comes to stuff like that, always like go with what works and experiment here and there. And I mean, that would be an experiment. I didn't catch it at first. So in my situation, had I been more chill, I might have. But also I'm dumb, so what can you do? Okay. Next world complete, Plock remake devlog. Next world? Okay, hold up. I'm remaking the Super Nintendo game Plock. Okay. Alright. This is... Alright, I definitely don't understand... Like, I don't get devlog from this thumbnail. Like... I guess if I saw this, I'm not sure what would make me click, is the thing. Now, if I was a game developer, I would, obviously, I want to watch a lot of devlogs, you know, like, I want to learn from other people, and does this thumbnail make you feel like you would want to click it if you're a game developer? I guess that's the question that I would ask myself. Because it doesn't quite make me feel like it's, you know, it's a game devlog. I kind of want to check something out here. Super Nintendo. This is very niche, but the remake thing is interesting to me, and I'm wondering what other people do. I was worried that it was just going to show that. All right. I just want to see something real quick. Devlog. Okay, that's pretty clear. It says devlog right on the thumbnail. Roblox devlog. See, that doesn't show like anything game developer either. So yeah, I guess that it does work for some people. This one, it does like a date sequence. You know, 2014 to 2024. Like obviously it increased in quality, and yeah. So these before and afters seem to really work for devlogs. I just I want to bring that up. There's another one. This one says devlog in it. Every game needs this feature. Man, see that's great. Like that's a great hook. I'm surprised it's not in the thumbnail. Like every game needs this feature. So I would have put that in the thumbnail personally. So I hope this kind of shows a little bit of like, okay, this is what gets across devlog. Now, next world, all right, I get what you're doing. Like it does kind of give that feel like that a couple others do, and I'm only checking because I'm not so sure about the niche. But next world complete. So is next world like a level? Is that what's going on? Clear level design. Okay. Yeah, so if this is the kind of thing you like, I do dig that text though. That font is really cool. If this is the vibe that you've got, then I would just add a little bit of color somewhere. I saw somebody say that, and that's a really good tip. But you know, maybe you've got a branding thing that you're doing, and they're all black and white. Okay, so now with this context, things are making a bit more sense. Almost like as you continue to develop it, it gains color. You're telling a longer story here, which I admire. I think that's like really cool and artistic. So, the stuff that I was saying, I mean, take with a grain of salt. You have something special going on here. So if that's more important to you, then you know you might want to consider that. Red outline around character text to make it seem more like a game dev. Yeah. Could be. If that's something that's kind of popular, then it's definitely something to consider. I just yeah, I don't, man, I'm always I'm always on the side of artists and like the aesthetic kind of thing, and I'm always like, dude, you know, be you. You know, and this, you've got like such a cool thing going on. I would hate to ruin it with what everybody else does that works. But I hope that this helps a little bit. Like this would be the process that I would go through. I just started a new channel personally, and I went and I looked at that channel's niche. I went through a bunch of channels. I started subbing to them just to get ideas of what's working for them. And I hope that other people are doing that too, because it's, you know, it's a really productive way to get packaging ideas. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Love the style of the channel though. Very, very cool. Number 50. All right, we're getting back up there. Krongle. Krongle. Okay, Krongle. Some of these songs that I play are like insanely quiet, and then some of them are like, ah! Ridiculous. Okay, can I beat Helldivers 2 without dying? Helldivers Hardcore. Let's see. Now, this is kind of gonna go with the same thing I said last time, but because this looks drawn, yeah, I was thinking that you were. Sorry, guys. I was thinking that this was going to be another artistic choice, and it is, because it looked drawn to me, and sure enough, all the other ones are that style too. Because if you go and you search for Helldivers on YouTube, like I was just talking about, Helldivers 2, let's just do Hardcore. Or no, what was it? Was it Hardcore? Is that it? Yeah, Hardcore. All right. Yeah. So none of these look like yours, right? So obviously you're going for your own thing. It seems to, like, this is an outlier for you, right? It seemed to work. So maybe it's the topic you chose correctly, or maybe people are kind of getting used to your style. So it's just something to consider with what works for others. But like I said before, I always side with the artist, even though statistically it's not a good choice, you know, when it comes to your analytics. But yeah, I do like your style. I mean, I can see what the monster looks like in that one, and it looks, yeah, it's awesome. Personally, I love this, but if you wanted to catch a wider audience and not be so artsy, then showing gameplay catches gamer eyes. Gameplay catches gamer eyes there, especially when you're highlighting something like this boss here, or you're doing like a really solid cinematic photo like this or this. Yeah, just something to consider, because those both have 1 million views. So yeah, okay. So we're gonna take a break real quick, and we are going to move on to. Oh, bummer! It should have full screen. I'm doing that again. Okay, so right now we're doing question and answers. All you gotta do is do #question and then ask a question, and we will draw them up. Vicky will bring it on screen, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. I really hope I can. Okay, are arrows helping CTR for #question? Are arrows helping CTR? For example, red arrows. Yeah, I don't think it's so much the arrow helps the click-through ratio, more that the arrow helps guide the eye to the subject of the thumbnail, which gets across the idea easier, therefore increasing the click-through ratio for the people that want to watch a video about that subject. If you put a red arrow on a thumbnail without a point, I think it might lower the click-through ratio. So yeah, that's just the name of the game. Is it wise to have similar format for all thumbnails? When I talk about this, I always call it like branding. You know, it's kind of like somebody's brand. I think once you, okay, if you're just starting, I think that it's probably a bad idea to immediately have like a similar thing in all thumbnails, unless like unless like you just strike gold immediately, then I would kind of like redo what worked for that one. And sometimes the format is the deal breaker on that one. But I would say you kind of grow into your format as your channel grows. And once you are an established YouTuber and you have a certain amount of following, then I think that it is beneficial to have like a certain format, like colors, or like for vidIQ, like when I first joined, we had like specific colors that way, like when somebody saw those colors on YouTube, they're like, oh, a new vidIQ video, without even thinking, like, or without even reading the title or anything, because they recognize those colors. There are plenty of channels that have their own style, and once you're established, I do think it helps. But in the beginning, I would say experiment as much as you can. Try to do so many things, and you'll learn what works. So the answer is, it depends. Is YouTuber face on the way out now, like everyone's saying, or does it still work well? I think that if you see it a lot right now, it's because you're seeing already established YouTubers. Now, I know that Mr. Beast preached like closing his mouth on all of his thumbnails, all across the board, all performed better than with the mouth open. And I personally, this might be my age, but when I see somebody go, I'm like, I'm not clicking that, because I immediately feel like this is clickbait and they're trying to make it seem more exciting than what it is. And that just kind of like turns me off as a viewer. But when a kid sees it, is it a different circumstance? It might be. I think that it is on the way out for people that are seasoned on YouTube. I think that it will always have a little bit of an upper hand than no face at all, you know, depending on the niche. So I think that just exaggerating your thumbnail to a point where it's like it's disappointing to watch, I think that that's a bad move. And I think a lot of those faces do that. People got tired of that. So I don't like it personally. So yeah, I guess that's the best way I could answer that question. Vanilla or chocolate ice cream? Chocolate, I guess. Yeah. Chocolate. How long should I wait before I assume my videos ran its course in the algorithm? I guess that depends on what you want to do with, like, why are you waiting? You know, once you post, move on to the next video. If you're thinking like for a thumbnail or a title switch, we usually, man, it's tough because I just started a channel and I keep checking the impressions on the videos and YouTube hasn't given them any, which means the algorithm hasn't gotten to it yet. So I won't switch any titles or thumbnails. I can't say wait 24 hours, because if I had waited 24 hours, I would have switched before anybody even got to see it. So there are nuances in this situation. If that's what you're thinking, though, I would kind of play it by ear, because there's no good answer for that. Now, if you're saying like, when is the algorithm done shopping my video? It never is. It always just kind of comes back to it. Yeah, I know my internet's stuttering. I'm sorry. It happens. There's nothing I can do about that. So it's never done. Sometimes you'll see videos that go from like 20 views to 100,000 200 days in, just randomly. So it does happen. Question: I use video editors to add text to my thumbnails because I like fancy text. Good alternatives. Video editors to add text to my thumbnails. So you bring your thumbnail into a video editor to add text to it? Why? Okay, if you're talking, like, what what font does your video editor have that your photo editor doesn't have, I guess, is the question. In this, the way that I'm thinking about this is, if I brought a photo into Photoshop or Adobe Premiere, they have the same fonts. So I don't know why I would do it like that, unless you make your thumbnails on your phone and then you have like a video editor app that has more fonts, I guess. Alternatives, I would say hop on Canva. Like you could drag something into Canva and go through those fonts because they use Google fonts, and yeah. Speaking of which, I wouldn't use super fancy fonts. I always preach the big bold fonts. It's just something that catches eyes and it's easy to read. If it's super fancy and you zoom way out and it's hard to read, you should probably pick a different font. I'm going to close a couple things. Hopefully this will chill the stuttering out just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Canva, if you're like really into Photoshop, Photopea online is basically Photoshop, and it has all the fonts too. We'll be back with the Q&A later. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, let's hop back to the thumbnail audits. This it's super helpful to have Vicky here helping guide this thing. Okay, yeah, I don't know what to do about this lagginess. It P nice. Is my audio okay though? Like my audio's not skipping around, right? You can at least hear me just fine. If the audio is skipping, then that's something that we need to pause and fix. But if not, then we'll just deal with me stuttering around. Okay, audio's cool. Audio's chill. Thank you, Jesse likes weather. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's move on back to, is this the button? Nope, that's not the button. Is this the button? That's the button. Okay, cool. All right, let's bring some music back in. I mean, like this song, I didn't change the volume. It's just this song is super duper low. And also I'm gonna skip it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's move on to number 224. Sorry, 49. Nijiji Minecraft. Yeah, for sure. Next time, I'm gonna make sure that my video isn't ridiculous. All right, built a Minecraft castle, day 9. Shortbread and biscuit. Maybe this is names for pets. I've seen that happen a lot. Okay. Build a Minecraft castle, day 9. All right. So when you're building something in Minecraft, and I see a lot of thumbnails like this, the build itself should be the focus, and it's always at. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then yeah. So you have about 6 things that somebody could focus on, and I understand that you took a picture from your phone because it looks like you're playing on your phone. What I would do is try to get the best angle of what you're building, like the most impressive angle, and use that as a clean picture, right? I don't think that you need to do number 9 in the thumbnail specifically because it's in the title. If you go to Minecraft builds, like I don't know if this is going to pop up with the thing I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, every single one. It's just showing what they built at a cool angle. So that's what I would do because you got a lot going on here. It's tough to know what to focus on. Maybe consider trying to get the really, really cool picture. And yeah, if you want to spice it up a little bit since you're on your phone, saturation is the word, right? So if you go into the editor on your phone and you just look for saturation and you just bring it up like 10%, it'll make that color pop a little bit more. And then you can play around with brightness if you want. But yeah, just to keep things simple, that's what I would do. Especially since it looks like you're doing everything on your phone. Okie dokie, moving on. 187. Capybara Hub. I've noticed recently that I have this habit of pushing my glasses up when they don't need pushed up. And then like at the end of the night, I'll take my glasses off and I'll sit down at my computer and then I'll just push in the middle between my eyes like my glasses are still on. It is like the most ridiculous habit to get into, but yeah, I just figured I'd share. All right, so we have this one. This can change Brawl Stars forever. Brawl Ideas 1. Okay, so your idea only comes across with the title, right? Because this is your idea to change it. And that's okay. It's a package, you know, it's the thumbnail and title together, and sometimes they work off of each other. If I were you, I think you went the right way, like the before and after. But if, like, why is it better, right? I don't know the details or the context of the game, but why is it better? That's the only thing I'm not getting from this thumbnail, but also I don't play the game. So if you could make that a little more clear, maybe that's something to consider. Also, because I don't play the game, I'm not exactly sure if this is way too zoomed in or not on these items that you're talking about. Oh wow, this is a lot of just text. This thumbnail is clickbait, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Alright, well, if that's the case, then that's a bummer. But, yeah, hopefully that helped a little bit. Hopefully. Okay. I mean, it's cool. You got an idea across, like, it could be this. If this is an idea, before and after, you're at least doing things that work for thumbnails. Okay. What was that? 56. John Byerly Art Studios. Ooh, exciting. Squeeze. Full epoxy tumbler tutorial. You know, the only thing that I can say to help this out would be to see what other things work for epoxy tutorials, because this is a solid eye-catching thumbnail. And if what I find here is just pictures of epoxy close up, then you win. You win the thumbnail game. But if there's a specific detail in the tutorial, then maybe... Okay, so do you mix in your video? Or is it... Okay, there is mixing involved. Okay, let's see here. What works then? Some of these are broken into steps, like one step per video. One is like mixing the resin, and then whatever, like being on the tumbler, is another one. Maybe people are specifically searching for those steps. Maybe that's something to consider. But dude, I think your thumbnail's fantastic. I just hope that people get that it's a tutorial from the thumbnail alone. Maybe that's something to consider. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cool Hand said, just needs a bit of text. I'm just not sure that this is going to come across as a tutorial if somebody is only looking at pictures and they search for tutorial. So I just want you to consider that. But other than that, I mean, this thing is solid, dude. I love this. This is very cool. I even love the background. Like it really, really works. You have your contrast like on point. And there's like a glow around it. Like, this is very cool. You definitely went to thumbnail school. Okay, number 8. Back down to the low ones. Thalry Games. Alright. So this happens sometimes. When you submit your thumbnail in the description, like in the form, try to send one video so I know what thumbnail you want me to look at, just as a reminder. But yeah, sometimes people send their full channels, and I just go and see which one like really worked for them. Yeah, I am my own beatbox. So as far as what you're doing right now, I don't necessarily know if I have any tips. It seems like you got a handle on this. What, like your latest videos, are they performing just as well? Not so much. I gotta be honest, I think the only things that like hurt your like the only pain point right now of the way that you make things, it seems like it's the game. Like some people just aren't as interested in some games. Before you play Sunnyside, maybe that's a more interesting game or more popular, so you end up with an outlier. And then you have Cozy Grove, although this is pretty... Oh, sorry. Cozy Grove, Magia, Go Town, like maybe these aren't as popular, and that's why you're ending up with those results. Yeah, it seems like you've got a style too. I personally, like when I see super busy thumbnails like this right here, it's too overwhelming for me to click. And maybe you could like reconsider how your text doesn't really stand out from the background because it's also super bright. And then some of them you like really nail it. So it's just something to consider. Like super busy thumbnails might be turning people off a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. Seems like you got things down though. Number 53, see the world with the kids. Oh, okay. This might be a travel channel. Okay. It is indeed a travel... Did I open that correctly? Sometimes... Yeah, okay, it works. Okay, so when it comes to travel channels, I've noticed that focusing on one or two sites seems to be the key, and they need to blend really well together. I think that there's just a lot going on in this thumbnail that might turn somebody off. So, if I remember correctly, I swear, this volume keeps changing. If I remember correctly, the last time I saw one of these, it was like one beautiful picture, like the most beautiful picture in, like, I found one in the video that I was just like, oh wow, like I'm enamored by this picture. So that's something to consider. Like, find the best thing you could find and make that your background, and then the way that you portray the text over it is like an elegant thing. I've seen it happen a lot. I'm not saying that you have to do that because you probably have your own style, but they really simplify it with here's beauty, here's the location, and it's usually like country and city or something like that. Let's check out like Norway travel or Norway cruise, maybe. Norway cruise travel. Let's see what happens. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what I remember. They did show the flag a little bit, but it's kind of out of the way. And I noticed that you showed the flag too. So that's pretty much like a good call as far as showing the flag. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. But yeah, so it's usually about Norway is the big one, and then you have like a little subheading, and then they really show the beauty of a picture as the main focus, and that's kind of what I would do. You just have a lot of stuff going on here, so maybe simplify it a little bit. Hopefully that helps. One sec here. Yeah, so I just want to type something to Vicky. Yeah, it will. So. All right, let's move on. Sorry. 102 is what I saw. Extrodex. Wow. Okay, so the best rhythm game you've never heard of. That's a solid title. I like that. All right. So what they did here, solid idea. The background is, it probably shows the game, and it's all blurred out, right? And then you have text up front, and it says simply underrated, and it's like, okay, great. You know, what's the game? I have to click this thumbnail. You know, I have to click this video to see what this game is. And the curiosity is solid on this one. I love this font, by the way. I have to say that. That is like really, really cool font for this. But the problem is it doesn't pop because the background is also white, right? So if you threw a drop shadow and made it bold, if you can make it bold, that's what I would do. Now, if you can't, then you could always add an outline to it, right? If you know how to add an outline, and then you can increase the thickness of the outline and make it the same color, which is white, as the font, and that'll kind of thicken it up too. It's just a little trick that I do. But I was just going to show you how to do that, but it's not very important. What you could do though is add a black outline and a drop shadow, just a shadow behind it to make it pop off the screen a bit more. But yeah, it definitely needs to be bigger, I would say, just a bit. I just kind of want to give that. Oh, come on. Sorry. There's a lot of all my old stuff there. Okay, let's just check this out. I don't think I have that exact font. I mean, I might, and I think it's really cool font. You know, it's this like curved one. Okay, so just to show you about the size that I would pick. I don't know. Let's just pick a Helvetica rounded. Oh, yep, that's pretty close. Okay, so I would make it bold, just like that. Sorry, this is going to bug me if I don't do this. Probably bug everybody else too. Let's just get rid of this. Every time I do this, I lose track of content fill. That's all right. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I would make it about that big, right? And then I would add an outline like so. Let's just like your text is white even behind it, so this is how well it'll pop off white. You could make it like cartoony like that, but I would do something a little more like this, and that way we can see how well it pops off the back, right? Simp. But yeah, you get the idea. So if it said simply and then underrated down here at about that size, and then, you know, you got your question mark in the middle, that's what I would do. As far as everything else, I think it's pretty solid. It's a very, very cool idea. Okay, Extrodex, great job. 247. All right. 247. Coding with Moody. I made the world's smallest game on Scratch. Word. Man, this one's tough for me because I don't know much about it. I can see that, like, the amount of blocks that you use is probably important, which you've blurred out right here to create curiosity. Solid idea, by the way. Love it. I would... Man, I don't know. This is so tough without knowing, but this thing that you're pointing at might be more important. If you're not in the thumbnail, just for a second, consider that you're not in the thumbnail. And then the 14... I mean, when you zoom out far enough, you can kind of see that it says 14. the 14 blocks and this thing, if it was more about that and less about you, I think you'd probably get a little more attention on the subject. It's just something to consider, especially when you're a new YouTuber. People don't necessarily recognize your face, and they won't click because of it. You know, they won't not click because of a face, but really you want to grab the attention of your target audience, and I think focusing on the subject is super important. So yeah, that's something I would consider. As far as the design of it, it's pretty cool. The background itself kind of goes into a little more dark, and if that was the case, you might want your text to be a little brighter. So I would kind of make the background a little brighter so your black text could stand out, or vice versa, you know, dark background, white text. If I were to sit down with a new idea, I would kind of focus on that orange that's in the program itself, and then the gray, because I really love that, especially if you have like a gray grid type background and you have orange, it really, really pops. So that's just something to consider. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Okie dokie. Moving on, 151. Live? This is live. Dude, live should have thumbnails, right? Live thumbnails are just a little bit different. Okay, sometimes the thumbnail doesn't show up and I have to go find it. Okay, well, the thumbnail's not there, but I built this this nifty little extension called the YouTube thumbnail extractor. I did this yesterday, so hopefully, yeah, it's not giving me a thumbnail. It's because it's live. I can try to check out your channel and see, but this is I'm sorry, this one's just a little difficult. That's it right there, I believe. Sorry, I can't spend too much time on this, so late night zombie stream, whatever that one was. And I cannot find it. I'm sorry, I have to move on. I will make sure to put no live streams in that, because it always kind of catches me up a little bit. But honestly, what you've got going on your channel, I don't know if I could change anything that would actually help you. I mean, I could tell you what I would do, and it would probably ruin what you got going on, because you seem to have a momentum that works for you. So I would just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully that helps. I don't have anything good to offer. You know, don't mess with success. 310. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow. Wow, that is an awesome start to a video. I love that. Okay, let's grab this. If somebody wants to hit me with that translation there, that would be solid. I'm gonna translate this. Diving on the SS President Coolidge, look what I found. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I kind of understand anyway what's going on here. Secrets of a Shipwreck. Wow, that's pretty solid, honestly. I like that. So what I'm seeing is some toilets, I guess, right? We got some toilets on this ship. Okay, if the toilets were like the coolest thing that you found, and I'm sorry if those aren't toilets, but they do look like toilets to me, right? When I think of shipwreck dives and stuff like that, like I want to know the craziest, coolest thing you found, because I'm going to get the vibe that there's more of that in your video, right? But I don't know for sure. I'm going to check this out. Shipwreck dive, treasure, I guess. Let's see what happens. Toilets, okay. So this Okay, there are toilets. Great. All right, this this first person view is super cool. Wow, that is awesome. The one bad thing about this is if you don't actually have that in your video, like if you don't actually have the first person view, then it kind of feels a little clickbaity. We know it sank that ship. Oh god. Okay. I just kind of want to check out the footage. It does. I mean. Yeah, it just kind of looks like somebody's filming. Man, if the camera guy had his hands free and did yeah, okay, see, we got some hands. All right, this is potential to be able to get something like this for the next shipwreck diving video. But this is solid. I love this style. I mean, it continually works over and over again for this guy, so it's something to consider. But yeah, I originally got to that point because I would like to see some treasure. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just something to consider there. Okay, let's move on to the next one, I guess. Number 81. Ba-ba-da-down. All right, so okay, we've got my thoughts on Brawlhalla Fest. It's a little tough for me because I'm not so sure about the topic, but as far as the design, I freaking love this. This is awesome. I don't think anything is wrong with the aesthetic of this. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the vignette that you've got going on, I even like. It doesn't get in the way of the text, even though it's like a little more dim over here. I think this is pretty cool. So I guess the only thing to consider is, does this convey the idea that you're trying to get across? You have thoughts about the Brawlhalla Fest, and this just says mid-event, right? So, is that interesting enough, you think? Like, okay, so what happened at the mid-event? Does this picture, does this character show exactly like what was weird or crazy or disappointing or whatever emotion you felt about the mid-event? Does that character like give enough information? Or is there something that you could include in the thumbnail about the mid-event that's like gets the click a little bit more, right? Because like if there's something interesting that happened and this doesn't get that point across, then maybe include something that does. That's just something that I would do. Or you could change the text and say something like a little more, you know, risky or shocking or something that evokes curiosity. I just don't know if mid-event does that. But then again, I don't know the topic that well, so that's something to consider. And because, yeah, your design here is freaking cool, man. I like it. I like it a lot. I kind of talk smack about the black grids because everybody does it, but, you know, it's an aesthetic that works. Okay, let's move on to some questions. Right? Yeah, there we go. All right, let's do some questions, right? All right, would removing a period from your channel handle ruin views from the algorithm? No. That's it. No, I don't think that would affect anything. I mean, I think if you're constantly changing your channel a little bit, or like if you're constantly changing your channel, it might affect like how quickly things like I'm just theorizing here, but if you keep changing your channel name, then they're going to start to look at it. And I would assume because when channel names change, a lot of times it's a hacker, right? I don't know. It's just something that I would assume, but I don't know that for sure. Yep, I would say no. Is bright colors in thumbnails good? Yeah. But what's more important is contrast, right? So if you have a black background, which is not a bright color, but then you have white text, the text pops and that catches the eye. Rather than if you had both a pink background and white text, those are bright colors, but that's not a good thumbnail. That's just, and I'm talking like bright, like light pink, not like deep pink, right? Because that would kind of offer contrast. But yeah, that's just what you need to consider. Contrast is more important than just bright colors. Does the YouTube algorithm scan and analyze the thumbnail text? I don't know that for sure. Honestly, I think it would be super easy for it to do it, but I don't think it would be necessary. I think the more important thing is what's said in your video, which the algorithm does scan for. Absolutely. I mean, that's how the auto captions are created. And when it does that, it knows exactly what is in your video. It doesn't need to depend on your packaging at all. Your packaging is important for the human to click, right? So I don't think that the algorithm cares what text is in your thumbnail. It cares about what's in your video and if people are pleased when they click. Bam, bam. Best advice for beginner in thumbnails, like how to get started, good ideas for it. When I recently made a video about this, and I think if you're like brand new, if you're just getting started, you could hop on Canva, canva.com. It's free. That's like, here's your starting point for a software to create thumbnails. And then I would go and find thumbnails that you really, really like, right? Thumbnails that are in your niche would be super helpful, because then you know exactly what works for them, and you can kind of model you can model your style after theirs, and it's proven to work. There's data that proves that it works for them. It might work for me. I didn't do that. I got way too caught up in the aesthetic and the art side of things, and that kind of hindered me a lot, right? I wanted to make thumbnails look good, and that made them less effective sometimes. And it took me a long time to wrap my mind around that. And since you're new starting, like using data-driven thumbnails, like, you know, these thumbnails work, using that data and making it yourself, I think that's a really good starting point for a YouTuber. So yeah, drag their thumbnail in, you know, copy it and paste it into Canva, and then start layering in your items or your elements or your text over theirs. Try to make it look as close to theirs as possible, then delete theirs out of it, and then there's your thumbnail, like the basis for your thumbnail. And then that's how I would start. And then you can tweak it and make it look like how you want it to look. And it's like, okay, so the text is big, it's right here. I don't even have to think about it. Is it too big? Is it too small? It doesn't matter, because that video got millions of views. So I don't have to overthink this now. You know, I've got this template and now I can work with it for me. That's how I would start. That's the best beginner advice I can give. What editors do I watch? I used to watch editors. I think the first one that I watched was Finzar. I really like this stuff, and I tried to make a channel like his, or I was going to. Before I got hired at vidIQ, I was actually doing animation. And so I would kind of like enjoy those. Actually, Hayden Hillier-Smith was the first editor that I really got inspired by. I really liked the things that he said. And I eventually met him and we became buddies and everything, and that was pretty cool. But I don't really watch editors anymore. There's a point that you reach where it's like, I kind of get everything done that I need to do, and you start to grow and learn like VFX stuff and I don't know, like there's just a point where you're like, I can do what I need to do. So you kind of move on to learn other things, maybe not even editing related, which is what happened to me. But yeah, nobody anymore really. But Finzar and Hillier are awesome. Where is the best place to put the main subject of a thumbnail? Wow, that's a tough one. But the main subject. okay, let's consider for a second what the main subject is. Because I just listened to this podcast, and the subject, they talked about the subject and then putting them in the thumbnail, but they are not the subject, they're a supporting character, right? So you have to make sure you know exactly what the subject is, and it's not always a person. That's the point I was trying to make. Dead center is always like a go-to if there's not too much going on. I know that text works better typically. Now, this doesn't work all the time. There's like no solid rule for this. If there was, everybody would do it, right? And then the one person that didn't do it, their thumbnail would stick out more. And that's the game. Their thumbnail would get more clicks because they were the person that did things different. It's wild. So it's really tough. But text does work better on the left sometimes because that's how our eyes read, at least American, because I know Japanese, it's the other way, I think. No, it's not. That's just the mangas that are backwards. Anyway, yeah, I put text on the left typically because that's kind of, where my eye goes to read something. Or I put it at the top and it's like a longer, text. If it's not like a couple lines and it's just one, it's like it goes over at the top. But yeah, I don't think that there's a solid rule for where the subject needs to be. I think it's just, just making sure that it has enough space and anything around it, it alludes to the subject. It points to the subject. Anything else that's in the thumbnail is trying to get the subject to pop out more and get the point across more. I hope that helped. There's no solid rule, but hopefully you got a few tips out of that. Lucky number 13. Nice. Member for 13 months. That's solid. Okay. Man, I swear. Every time. That's all, folks. All right, we can get back to some thumbnail audits. And at this point, we're going to try something a little different. Now, the lag shouldn't matter because it should give you the same amount of time. So we're going to do something called the 2-second test, right? And basically what it is you guess what the video is about within 2 seconds. So I get the person's link and I bring up the thumbnail and then I hit this button, which it'll look like this. And you have to guess what that thumbnail is about. And then we're going to pop up your answers. And basically, whoever thumbnail we are judging, consider if we got it or not. Consider if we understood what your video is about or not, because it's important, right? And I just want to preface this by saying that sometimes the title is needed for thumbnails, and that's fair. We'll look at the title second, of course, but the picture always catches the eye first. So let's do this. This is new and exciting, so yeah, I'm excited. All right. So the channel name is called TheNamesEnger. And we're going to bring up the thumbnail now with my nifty little thumbnail extractor. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Okay, give me your guesses. And sometimes you'll have a thumbnail that gives gives the exact point of the video with text. So that's cool. Finance. I'm seeing a lot of finance. Motivation. Right? Finance, motivation. I'm seeing money, how to make money, money making, money advice, how to make money with an AMV editor. I'd say that's probably what this is about. Okay. That one is, that one's pretty obvious, I think. And, it's okay. It's okay. A lot of people don't do this. They don't put text in there. And I think it's impressive if you can get the point of a video across without any text at all. Considering, like, you've got no text, you have, Mark Rober or Ryan Trahan, Mr. Beast. Like, sometimes they don't have text in their thumbnails, but you kind of know what's going on. And I always find that more impressive. But, all right. this is how to make money as an AMV editor. And the channel, let's roll to this channel now. I like this a lot. TheNamesEnger is the channel name. How to make money as an AMV editor. And this did okay for them. You know, it's pretty par for the course, 1.7 thousand. Honestly, I think that this is fine. How to make money might be improved by if you have like a specific amount that got made. If it's not impressive, ignore this advice, but specific amounts, if they're high enough, or if they're like a certain amount in a small amount of time, then that's something to focus on. That, you know, numbers catch eyes, numbers like get views, that's all I'm saying. If you just say how to make money, then that's okay, right? You got the point across and that's great, but maybe if there's an amount to focus on, then that might help a little bit more. As far as everything else, like this text is really interesting because I would kind of, I don't know, the way that you got this to work with the contrast, it works for me. I'm not gonna pick it apart. I like it. I think it's okay. The glow is pretty solid. Maybe if the background was a little more blurry, it might pop a bit more, but I think it's totally fine, honestly. Even like as far as I can zoom out, I can still read that. I like it. It's solid. I often say don't repeat your title in your thumbnail, but that's usually with really, really long titles, and this is okay if you have a small subheading under 4 words. I think that's pretty solid. Okay, let's move on, right? Okie doke. That means I gotta go full screen again. Bam, bam, ba, ba, da, bow. Alright, we're doing number 10. I swear. We already did number 10. That was the xzxzmaa. MAA one. 366. Kaze. Okay. The thing is, they did not send a specific video, so we can't do this one. Sorry, Kaze. I'll leave your channel up, though, and get back to it. But right now we're doing thumbnails. Okay. 112. Bam, 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 bam. All right, here it is. All right, I got the thumbnail. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. What do you think? What do you think? Story animation, I would say that's a fair guess. Practical jokes, animation. Roblox animation? Okay. Storytime bullying. Solid. Hey, that was my impression too. Animated pranks. Bullying public service announcement. Story animation. Why I gave up eating candy. Okay. All right. There's no wrong guesses here. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, so it's called Rod and Bug Play Cards. It's a flip-a-clip animation. Now, I would say this is a story time. Like okay, so it came across, this is a story time animation. And story time animations, which is something that I used to do, are a little different in the way that their thumbnails work. And it basically... it shows something very, very similar to this. If you're not talking about like a specific topic, like Ice Cream Sandwich talked about ADHD, and his like had the word ADHD and like pointed at his character, and it's like, all right, that's clearly about that topic. But mostly if they're telling stories, it's like a scene from the story. And this is what works in storytime animation. And yeah, I also didn't get that it was about cards, but I did. A lot of people picked up the bullying aspect or the tension between the two characters, which I think is solid. For storytime animation, I think this thumbnail is great, and I think it does what it needs to do. Here are these two characters for this story. There's a situation going on, you can tell. A lot of people talked about bullying, and I think that that's solid. So I wouldn't change much about this. I think that it does what it needs to do for that specific niche. Great job. Okay, let's get another one here. 383. Please be a video. Get my thumbnail extractor. Okay. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? Woo! Okay. This is so good. All right, here we go. Oh, man. This is so funny. Oh, dude. That is such a good thumbnail. Okay, we got red Fallout. This is Fallout. Just Fallout something, right? Fallout guy goes on a murdering spree. Headshot practice. Fallout and Red Dead Redemption. I gotta say, I'm pretty sure that this guy isn't. Yeah, he's in Fallout. It does sort of look like Red Dead. Childish Gambino Fallout. Yeah, that that pose from This Is America. The first Oregon Trail and oh my, that's a great guess. I want to go with that one. Okay, let's check it out here. The video itself is called "The E in Endurance Stands for What," but I'm pretty sure that this is kind of just like a meme, right? So it kind of does exactly what meme channels do, which is like get attention with something ridiculous. And honestly, I think you nailed it. I mean, just from my what is going on there? Just from my reaction alone, though, I think that is straight up very memey. And also, I love that you blurred everything else but the characters. Like, that really makes them stand out. If I were to change anything, I might crop it in a little bit and center them. But yeah, that's what I would do. Okay, yeah, that channel was Sun Gorkan? Sun Gorkan? Is that? Okay, yeah. Well, they make memes, so Gorkon. Yeah, that's probably how you say it. Gorkon, like Goku and Gohan. Okay. All right, let's get another one here. We get number 77. I like this. That was so funny. Okay, EpicCoder is the channel name here. And let's get the thumbnail extractor. There we go. All right, you guys ready? This is pretty good. I gotta say, this one's pretty good. Thanks. Thanks for that. Okay, Roblox backrooms animation. Going to the backrooms animation. The dark side of AOL chat rooms. Oh, God. How my boss blackmailed me at work. My experience with the backrooms. Backrooms animation. Yeah, okay, I think we're all solid on this. I think we're all solid on this. It's a backrooms situation we got going on here. I saw somebody wrote, "Oh no, he's behind you." I didn't even notice. Okay, EpicCoder. We find Wendy's in the backrooms. Okay, it looks as if this is what's this game? Rec Room, yeah. So I didn't get Rec Room from the thumbnail at all. Maybe you might want to consider that. Like, let's check out Rec Room Backrooms. Rec Room Backroom, yeah. Rec Room Backrooms. And see what pops up, because I'm pretty sure they would show characters that look like characters from Rec Room, and they do. So maybe that's something to consider here, because I didn't get that Rec Room vibe from your thumbnail at all. But I did like it. I did like your idea for your thumbnail. So honestly, if you just replaced your characters in your thumbnail with like Rec Room characters, maybe something to consider. But we talked about this before, that some channels have like a style that they do, and that might be the case, because this did look like you made it. Yeah, yep, and that's your style, and that's totally cool. So yeah, I mean, that's your choice if that's what you want to go for. The topic is clearly popping, because it was a bit of an outlier for you. I think it was. Yeah, it was top 4. So yeah, just something to consider. Like this one, I can see that it's, you know, it's Minecraft, so maybe get across Rec Room somehow. Even if you want to draw it, maybe draw it like their characters. I don't know. Just something to consider. Okay, let's do another one. This is exciting, like just doing something new. I really dig this. Okay, 101. Blind Man Travels. Okay, so I would say that the name of the channel might have given this one away, but we'll see. Okay, guys ready? A go. What you got? What you got for me? Okay, somebody said Blind Man Travels. I would say probably, yeah. Blind Man Filming. Blind Man. How I film as a blind man. How to film in a bathroom while blind. I guess that... No, there's a microwave in there. GoPro review. Solid. Blind Man explains how he gets shot. Wow. Spyware. I guess the shot thing, it does make sense. You know, you shoot with a camera. What can Blind Man capture on camera? Okay, I think we all kind of get this one, which is a good thing. It's you know, the Blind Man, he can film, and I hate to just call him Blind Man, but that's the name of his channel. Anybody that just showed up, they're like, man, this might be a little offensive. How does Blind Man film travel videos? I mean, I think that's solid. iPhone, gimbal, GoPro, editing. Man, the editing, that is... Okay, so just knowing that you have editing in here, if you could somehow, like just get rid of the text, right? And you have you on the left, and then you have like a half, and you, because I saw a picture of with the editing, you're actually in this part too. If you have the editing on the right, and then you have the word blind pointing at yourself, I think that would be a solid idea, because it's like, wow, he can film, he can edit, and he's blind. I think that really gets across the idea of you know what you're going for, and I think it's curiosity creating. So I just yeah, I would just try to do something like that if you can. I really like what you got. What he can film. Now, if like I said the channel name out loud, but when people are scrolling through YouTube, they're not looking at channel names immediately, right? So they look at your thumbnail first, then your title, then they might check out your channel name. So nothing in this thumbnail really catches, like, you know, blind, and that's like the selling point, right? It's in your channel name, but like this, you have to know that you're blind before you understand this thumbnail. So maybe get that across in the thumbnail. Just yeah, just something to consider. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one, shall we? 282. Okay. I'll stop saying channel names beforehand, just in case. All right, you guys ready? All right, this one might be, yeah, this one will be good. This might be a little bit tough, so let's see. What are we doing? What do we got? Drum roll. You know what? I need a drum roll on here. Today I threw this in there. And I'm supposed to press that. I was thinking I would press that before Q&A has happened, and I always forget. So, yeah. Failing at a parkour game. All right. That's... Wow. Yeah. Okay. Reaction channel. That's what I got from it. Reaction channel. Crazy Pokemon glitches. Okay. Catching grapes. Bad dancing. Skibbity game fails. Breakdancing fumbles. Try not to laugh. I can see that. There's a big LOL in there. Guy upside down laughing. Guy reacting to stunts. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I didn't see immediately that there was that this was a game. Somebody said parkour game, right? And I didn't see that immediately, but it does sort of look like, it's a game character and there's something crazy happening. What I saw immediately was a face and the LOL, and I thought, okay, he's laughing at something that he's watching. And I didn't even realize that it was a game. Now, the gaming part might not be important, but if it is, it might need to stand out a little more. Let's see what it's called. Channel name is WhoKinggg, or KinggG. And it's called I Stole Diamond by Doing Funny Stunts. Okay, so it is about a game. I don't know what game it is. Maybe somebody does. But that's something to consider. The professional. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't say the professional anywhere in the title or the thumbnail. You're relying on people to know that context. And I might be alone here, but I don't know that. I didn't know that that's what it was. And I didn't see anybody guess anything related to professional on this. So that is the point of the 2-second test, to try to get your point across a little bit. And I love the thumbnail. It's got really good vibes, and the arrangement of everything is great. There's room for everything, but I'm not sure I know that this is the game, The Professional. And you might not need to change so much in the thumbnail, but you might want to include The Professional in the title. So just something to consider. It does seem to be doing okay, though. So I am curious what you changed. Okay. By the way, great change, right? You have kind of a dim background, and the LOL is kind of clipped off at the top, and then you brightened it up and brought it down. Yeah, I would have done that too. Great job. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, cool. 247. Bam, bam. Coding with Moody. You know what? Yeah, we're doing one more, and then we got something special planned for you. Okay, Coding with Moody. Dang it! I said I wouldn't say the channel name out loud. Sorry. Well, it's probably about coding. Sorry. Oh, man. So, just a heads up, this is what just happened. I don't want anybody to think I'm skipping anyone. Since we're not doing the claw anymore, numbers don't get brought out. So, sometimes this happens, and I usually catch it before I bring it up, but I just want people to know I didn't skip anyone. Okay. Since that just happened, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is, actually, all right, yeah, here we go. It's thumbnail roast time, okay? Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm clearing the form, and those who are willing to get roasted on their thumbnails go ahead and submit a new link now. Okay, those that are willing to get roasted. I was thinking about doing like a hashtag situation where people put that, but no, because then you wouldn't be able to send me your video. Okay, you know, that being said, send me the video link of the thumbnail you want roasted. Don't send me your channel link. Make sure it's the video link. All right. I'm seeing responses come in already, so this is pretty solid. Yeah. So I just I won't be too mean, but I will definitely be honest. When I do these thumbnail reviews, I try to find some positivity, you know, because there's always some good things that people do, but I'm not doing that. Not for this segment. Nah, I will. I mean, honestly, if it's a really, really great oh, somebody said, where's the link? It's the same one. Same form in the description. Just throw it in there. I reset it, so anything new that's come in, that's like your consent to be roasted. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I should have said that, but this is the first time that we're doing this. So, yeah, got plenty of new segments, and honestly, we can thank Vicky for this because she really put together a layout that works and is kind of directing everything behind the scenes. So shout out to Vicky. Thank you so much. You really made this stream what it is. This is so much better. All right. Bam, 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 bam. All right, we're about to get started on some roastage. Some roastage, I guess. All right, let's do this. All right, we have 93 responses. Wow. All right. Wow, I did not expect that. Yeah, so the savage of thumbnails, basically, except it's just my personality changes. I don't put on glasses. I could take them off, I guess. It's roast time. Okay. So, Broken Spur Ranch. Let's check this out. Yeah, so now at this point, like, when you guys watch and you see me take off my glasses, you know what's up. Okay, so, let's check this thumbnail out here. Okay, 30 feet long. Okay. Let's see what this... We're getting massive upgrades if we can get it off the trailer. This might be because I don't understand, but I don't... Oh, okay. So this is the trailer you're talking about, and this thing on it is 30 foot long, and that's the upgrade. Is this a blog? Because I can't understand. This does seem like a blog. Okay, I'm sorry. I just didn't really understand what's going on. I don't think that 30 feet long is impressive. I think that whatever this thing is on the back, there's a better way to pitch it. Honestly, I think that it could be, take it off the trailer, you know, if you ever get it off there. And honestly, I would just take a really cool picture of it, because this right here, it seems impressive, but to the layman, it's not. It's not very interesting. It's just because it's something that, you know, I'm from like a small town in Ohio, and I see this kind of stuff all the time. But if it were at an angle that I'm not used to, because this is the angle I see it on the highway, you know, if it were at an angle that I'm not used to, then I might be a little more interested. I didn't really have a whole lot of negativity on that one, but yeah. I'm not going to try to make myself negative, but I would just try to make that a little more impressive. It's page. Okay. All right. You know, we prepped this roast thing, and I don't think I've ever, like, roasted something. I don't know if I'm good at it. Okay. Okay. So this kind of makes me want to put my glasses back on, but like, there's just so much. What? Okay. You gotta pick something, right? There's too much going on here. No armor challenge. Hot. Okay. Okay. Dude, I don't know what's going on here. You got a character, and they're not wearing armor, I guess. And this... Okay, so this is the armor. There's an X on it. There's an arrow pointing at it from the guy. Look, you might just want to simplify things just a little bit. I would do that. I would get rid of the text, honestly, because you have it in the title anyway. Yeah, I would just simplify things. It's just very messy. Maybe simplify things and blur the background a little bit to make something stand out. I would try that. It's just so much. a lot of Minecraft thumbnails I find, they do simplify things, but the color you have is fine. So, sorry. I guess I'm not very good at roasting things because I'll still find some positive stuff to say. Whatever. Whatever. All right. How they fooled the Nazis. Is this... I gotta tell you... this looks like AI to me. Yeah, this is AI. I mean, honestly... There needs to be more effort in this kind of thing. When it comes to AI stuff, I'm just so... I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, I guess. I mean, like, I'm not anti-AI. I'm just, like, bored of AI. Like, when you see stuff like, what is going on here? So, this guy kind of looks like he has a mask on in the back. But he doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, the Ghost Army of World War II, the Art of Deception... How they fooled the Nazis. This honestly just gives me, like, this was totally created by AI vibes. There's this thing down here, which, I don't know. Please give room for your text to fit inside of shapes if you're going to do that. I mean, like, this right here, this is me being picky, but this amount of space right here, give the same amount of space right here, please. Do it with everything that has, you know, a box behind it. Yeah, I don't know. This definitely just makes me think this is made by AI, and the moment I click, I bet it's probably an AI voice saying it. And that's just something that I'm not interested in. And a lot of people I'm finding on Reddit are like, yeah, I don't give channels like that a chance. Epic Trails Timeless Tales. Let's check it out. By the way, I don't know if that was all AI generated or not. I just want to back up and say, like, that's just what the thumbnail made me feel. I didn't listen. Impossible climb. Okay. So this arrow, I don't know. I'm being picky. This arrow is a bit ridiculous. You might want to, I don't know. That arrow is just ridiculous. I have a folder full of arrows that I could send you if you'd like. This climb doesn't seem so impossible, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Like, it says impossible climb, but I'm not getting that it's impossible because I'm watching you do it. The way that I would go about that is I would make something that looked impossible and super impressive. The arrow is pointing at his butt. I'm seeing that. Yeah, if you make this look more dangerous, then I think it would help you out a lot more. Because right now it looks like you're just stepping right off the ground, and it's not given any stakes. As far as the words, I would put impossible at the top because, like, this is such a long word for being so small, and I'd put climb at the bottom if I was using that same picture, but I wouldn't. Okay, moving on. 54. Scope music. Check it out. Okay. It's a journey. It's a journey of, I don't know how to say that. Bixkey? From psychology student to hip hop star. I just got to say, like, this, I know that, like, you're making a sequence, like a timeline, but I don't get the idea of that from your thumbnail at all. Maybe go check out some journeys, like stories of, like, from the rise and fall of whoever. Check those out and see what you can do. This doesn't give. If I saw this thumbnail, I wouldn't know what it is. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Dun, 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 number 22. All right, banana music. I can't be negative about a name like that. Please, 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 instrument cover. Okay. All right. So I had to go look at your description to find out who this girl is. By the way, it's Sabrina Carpenter, if anybody's wondering. But you'd never know, because, like, there's nothing in the packaging that points to that. So this is basically you're making something for people to search, I guess. You might want to consider adding the artist name somewhere, right? I guess that J Appleseed, that right there, I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming that this is an app to mix music on, right? Or to make music on. Yeah, it looks like an app. So yeah, I guess I get it, but it, the point doesn't really come across. I don't know. I guess I just don't recognize the face. Something I would change, maybe add it in your title, might help. I do like the arrangement though, it's, yeah, it's cool. Just, getting that point across. Christina Aguilera. I just, when it comes to pop stars, like, I don't know. I was going to say something, but I didn't want it to be mean. Okay, grub and gravel. Dirt biking challenge. 45-year-old beginner tackles Uwari Hills. How many times can say rocks? What? Does anybody know what that means? How many times can say rocks? Somebody tell me, right? How many? I don't know what that means. All right, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this text is trying to say. Dirt biking challenge, 45-year-old. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one. I'm not. Okay, rocks. Somebody, rocks. Yeah. So I noticed the raccoon too, and I'm like, that's what I was thinking. All right. Somebody said, I think the U wound up behind his head, right? Yeah. Like, how do you overlook that though, right? Like, I have no idea. Can he say rocks? I don't think he can fit behind that head. I don't know. Either way, right? How many times can he say rocks? Okay, cool. We figured out the sentence. What? So, what does that have to do with anything? Okay, you'd have to put a U over his head. How many times can you say rocks? Okay, look, this, I am so confused about that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it meant how many times can you see rocks? I don't know. I'm sorry. That one that one hurt me. Scope music. All right, we just did that one. Number 50. Juneski. How many times can say rocks? That I'm gonna be like lying awake at night, like, what did that mean? How many times can I say rocks? Yeah, he wins based off confusion. Okay, speaking of confusing. Oh, man. Okay, all I got to say about this one is, what part do you want us to see first? What should we add in the next update? 300 plus replies. If I were you, I'd get rid of everything else. That would get the point across, I think. How well do you know the Fall Guys community? Interactive game. Okay. Oh, you made a game out of it. Yeah, honestly, I would do that. That is just, whew, goodness. Okay, moving on. Just a lot going on there. The hots. The hots. It's like you threw up on the thumbnail. Good God. Eight screen caps for breakfast. Can she guess NFL team logos football logo quiz? I gotta say, like, it's no secret that I'm new to roasting and I'm not very good at it, but this one I got nothing bad to say. I think it's funny. The mooses? I think that's hilarious. I don't know. Honestly, I would get rid of that gray drop shadow thing. I think you're making it messy, but other than that, that is so funny. Oh yeah, that's a good point. What's the guy doing there? It might be. I guess it makes sense. I guess it's like a family channel. So like that's the vibe. He's in everything. They're together in everything, not he's in everything. So yeah, it makes sense. Honestly, there's room for everything. I'm good with that. Yeah, I thought that was good. This roast became a thumbnail review. 151. Wow, I don't think we've ever had the very last one. All right, this is the last one, guys. I just checked the time. Bam, 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 bam. Cool. Okay, airplane secret revealed. So this is a little sad because like you have never seen it before. Airplane. Okay. Oh man. So even at this zoom, like this text is killing me, and the text isn't even one color. It's like a texture of some sort with black specks in it. Yeah, please don't do that. Like, just make it white with an outline and a drop shadow. Like, this is just bad. Like, it's a bad color. What is going on here? Yeah, okay. I'm not alone here. I just wanted to make sure. Like, what is the deal with, like, are these roaches or something inside this font? Either way, terrible font choice, honestly. The color is not so hot. But I love Airplane, by the way, and I think that this is an interesting idea for a video. Airplane secret revealed. You have too many words, I think, and too many colors, and like just the word, everything about the words are wrong. I would just, it's small, you know what I mean? Like it's tough to see. So that's just something to reconsider. They're ticks ticking away at patience. I had something ready for that at least. All right, yeah, that text is bad. Long story short, the text is bad. I'm sorry. All right, yeah, I'll go to roasting boot camp with Savage and come back and start screaming at people. All right, y'all. Really appreciate you coming out. I hope you enjoyed some of these things. We're constantly adding new things and trying to make this more fun. I really loved the 2-second test segment. So, yeah, yeah. I guess I will see you next Wednesday. That's what we're going for here. So, yeah. Thanks for coming out, and see you then.